here in studio by Dan Orlovsky, joined also by Jason McCourty. We're going to have Adam Schefter along later to get to all the news. And, of course, we'll hit on all the weekend's games. But first, we need to start in Southern California, where devastating wildfires have been raging this week. As of now, the Los Angeles Rams are still scheduled to host the Vikings in a wild card playoff game Monday night at SoFi Stadium. Our Lindsay Theory is on scene with the Rams. Lindsay, with multiple fires in the area, how are the Rams being impacted by what's going on out there?
Yeah, Graz, from where I stand here at the Rams training facility, the Palisades fire is about 8 miles southwest of us. That is about in this direction. When you look out, you can still see smoke rising from the Santa Monica Mountains. Above us, we periodically have been seeing the water scooping planes that have been playing such a crucial role in this firefight. For the Rams, I am told there have been some staff members here who have lost property in the fires, but as of now, everyone, including players and coaches, are all safe. For anyone in Los Angeles right now, it is hardly business as usual, but for the Rams, they are sticking with their normal practice routine. The air quality here in Woodland Hills has actually been improving since we arrived this morning, now listed at 69, which is considered moderate. Earlier, you could feel smoke still in the air, but the wind has been picking up and clearing some of that smoke-filled air out.
All right, well, that's obviously stuff about everyone being safe, or as safe as possible, is the most important thing that's going on. But there is a game scheduled for Monday night at SoFi Stadium. So what is the NFL saying about how they're monitoring the situation out there as it pertains to the game?
I have been in touch with the league, and they are closely tracking what is happening here in L.A. With the game, like you mentioned, only 4 days away. The game remains to be played at SoFi Stadium as of right now. But SoFi Stadium does sit in an entirely different location and condition than where we are right now. The stadium, the smoke is much heavier. It's actually not far from where I live. There is ash still falling from the sky, and air quality is a serious concern. The air quality index in Inglewood right now says it's unhealthy to be outside. But beyond the air quality, I'm told by a team source here with the Rams that the game Monday, the other concern are resources. Right. This game cannot drain any resources from public safety, including the first responders who are needed to fight the fires. There is a contingency plan in place for that game to be moved to Glendale, Arizona, and still be played on Monday night. I am told that that decision could be made as late as Saturday, whether or not that game's going to be moved.
All right, Lindsay Theory. With Wild Card Weekend kicking off in 2 days, some names on the injury reports worth updating. So, Adam, let's start in Baltimore with some news on Zay Flowers.
Well, Dan, moments ago, the Ravens injury report came out, and Zay Flowers officially was ruled out. He's out of the wild card matchup. John Harbaugh said he did not expect him to play due to the knee injury that he suffered last week against the Cleveland Browns. My understanding is that if the Ravens were to advance, that Flowers would have a realistic chance to be back for the divisional playoff round, but he will not play in the wild card round. He is out of this game. But the Ravens will have their defensive quarterback, Kyle Hamilton, who had missed some practice time this week, but is off the injury report and good to go for the matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens defense is better when he's out there, and he'll be out there on Saturday. And the Pittsburgh Steelers also are expected to have Cameron Hayward, who had missed some practice time due to a bout he had been experiencing with the flu since last Friday. Said today he's been better and better and better, was listed as a full participant in practice today. And, Dan, I think it's safe to say that Cam Hayward would not be missing a playoff game against the Baltimore Ravens over a bout with the flu.
I would think not, Adam, and they are going to need him against Lamar Jackson, who may have just had his best season ever as a passer. Remember, passer rating is a stat that only accounts for a quarterback's passing, not what he does with his legs. Lamar posted a 119.6 passer rating this season. That is the 4th highest by any quarterback in a single season in NFL history. And remember, that has nothing to do with him as a runner, just as a passer. Almost 2.5 points better than the passer rating Tom Brady posted in 2007, Dan Orlovsky, when he became the first quarterback in history to throw 50 touchdowns. So tell us, What's making Lamar so good this year?
A lot. I think the growth and the development of him being a proactive rather than reactive passer is a big deal. Also, them organizing some of their pass game concepts. One of the things that Baltimore loves to do is they want a lot of their pass games to be, one, full progression, so the coverage doesn't necessarily matter. They get up there and read it out. And two, everything flowing into Lamar's vision. Now, what does that mean when it comes to everything flowing into Lamar's vision? They want concepts or routes where you have a flat route to the sideline right now, and then you get a corner route going vertical, and then you get a shallow route, and then a deep over. So you see how everything is just, once you start to the left side of the field, everything as you work across the field is your vision. It's number 1 to number 2, then it's really number 3 to 4. So if you start somewhere, you just constantly work through off of what the defenders do. So I love this for 2 reasons. Number 1, there's an efficient throw, and then there's an explosive throw. The efficient throw, go to the flat right now. There's always a completion in this offense, and when it comes to that read, Lamar Jackson understands that corner tells him what to do. If that corner comes up and he's wildly aggressive, he'll throw the corner route. And if this corner, no matter who, the flat defender, if he gets depth, then Lamar throws that ball right now and it's completion. On this play, that corner's going to get a little nosy. And so as that flat or out route goes here and this corner jumps up, great. Now Lamar Jackson understands I want to throw that corner route. This is what I love about the growth of their pass game. Bateman's running the corner route right here. And a lot of times a young player thinks he has to go inside right now to get this safety to drive up. But then you lose leverage, meaning Bateman's already outside that safety. Don't need in, just continue to go to the corner route and trust that Lamar Jackson is going to see you. This is beautiful because the touch of the throw is ideally perfect. Now, let's live in a world where Lamar wants to throw that corner route and this safety takes it away because he's the only guy, once that flat defender takes that shallow, to take it away. Well, then Lamar would work then up to number 3 and number 4. But the question everybody at home should be asking is, well, if that corner's responsible for a certain area, why is he jumping up to take likely on this flat route? And this is where the growth of Lamar Jackson is, right? This corner has vision on Lamar. He's sitting there, it's zone. He's looking through likely right to Lamar Jackson. What I love is Lamar Jackson knows, yeah, I can take that easy 5-yard out because there's an efficient throw there, or I could be proactive with my eyes and really stare at likely to get that corner to say, oh, Lamar is going to throw the ball to him with his feet and eyes set there, and that's what's going to open up Bateman on the corner route. Watch the corner. He immediately jumps up. There's no reason for him to do that other than Lamar staring there with a little bit of a shoulder and almost pump fake, and that opens up Bateman on the corner route, and then the ability to throw the ball absolutely flawlessly in that vacated zone is perfect. That's a different Lamar. That he didn't do that consistently in those early years, but the growth and the ability and the capacity to do that on a consistent basis, that's why those statistical passing numbers have just skyrocketed.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. And I don't think a lot of people have their arms around how much he's advanced as a passer.
It's huge.
Just this season.
It's huge.
After winning MVP last year. Jason, he will not, however, have his top receiver, Zay Flowers, for this game, as we heard from Adam Schefter. So how does that change the way the Pittsburgh Steelers can defend the Baltimore passing attack?
Well, it changes a lot because Zay Flowers makes up a ton of their offense. And that's not just the down-the-field passing with those deep end cuts. It's also part of the motions and shifts that set up a lot of the run game for the Baltimore Ravens. And he's the gadget guy. He's the one that they want to throw those quick screens to and get the ball in his hands. For the Steelers, without Zay Flowers being out there, Joey Porter Jr. now can follow Rashad Bateman all around the field because the Steelers are going to play single high. They did it 83% and 79% in both the games that they played against the Baltimore Ravens. They know they have to get more people around the line of scrimmage to stop the run. With no Zay Flowers out there, you feel really good about your matchups on the outside. The question mark for the Steelers is,